I became part of this group, Shirley Clark's group. It was called the TP Video Space Troupe, and Shirley envisioned it as a kind of dance troupe except video. And we traveled around. Perry was a very big part of that, and Chuck helped with some of the technology, and we went several places around New York State, and we went to Bucknell, Pennsylvania. That was a great trip. I wonder if there's any video of that, because that was amazing. And we went up to Cortland State, and we made these video murals, and had kids paint, and there would be a video. I have beautiful photographs of that, actually. So.
What DeeDee is saying is like totally pertinent to this movie, because, you know, it was a big community. All these separate groups worked on their own projects, but we you know, there was a lot of migration. When somebody would have a project that needed more people, then other people would show up. You know, video was not for one. Well, I do it by myself now, but video was a group project. So there
partly
was a lot
because
of,
the equipment was more expensive, and in order to edit.
And also we did multi-camera productions, and you know, we did, you know, quite big productions sometimes.
But do you also, for both of you, question, do you think that the spirit of collectivity was a little bit more part of
I thought DeeDee was supposed to be the moderator.
I'll moderate, and I'm gonna
Well, there was, I don't know how much Skip would want to go into this, but the Videofreex at one point worked with TV, and there had been some discussions about who was the editor, and and there was and so the Videofreex, and there were other groups, Optic Nerve, and who else? We all felt that we didn't want to have a big executive producer, that we wanted to still collaborate and do our own things within some kind of context. So that's how Image Union got started, with Tom Weinberg and a bunch of people from TV and the Videofreex, and we covered the conventions in 1976. And TV had covered the conventions in '72,
which is in the movie.
Yeah.
And so how? Then what is the lineage from Videofreex, Image Union, TV to Paper Tiger? Like how would that play out if you were like making a timeline and how things connect to each other?
Well, when we did Image Union, we were on cable.
Yeah.
And it was Channel C, I think they had. And it was, to me, it really was, so in a way, answering some of the things that happened here, because instead of just broadcasting to the trailer down the road, we were broadcasting to New York City. And during conventions is one of the only times where people actually have a choice of covering the same thing, except when there's a funeral or of a president or whatever.
There were only 5 channels at the time, but they all had the same, they all covered the conventions.
And we were on a different channel, and if you had cable, and you would see that this was something different. And I think I'll never forget, we did a kind of follow-up on election night, and we had signed up a thing called Vote Track, which was you could call in either yes or no. There were 2 different numbers, and one was yes and one was no, and you dial it up and you could vote. And so we set up a question like, how many people voted? Did you vote? And more people voted that they didn't vote. Do you remember that? That was
exactly.
That was like amazing to me, that there were and it was like hundreds of people actually called in, and it meant that we actually have that many visitors. and viewers, that there were people who were participating in this project, and that made me interested in public access cable. And during the and in television, I got very involved with AIVF and working with to try to get
Association of Independent Video and Filmmakers.
We lobbied in Washington to try to get money for independent producers.
ITVS.